you guys read the Chiefs email about the vaccination?
Yeah. Do you know what that means? I already told you what I think it means.
No, what do you think it means?
It means, I think what he's saying is this decision is going to be made above my head.
Right.
I'm not going to make this decision. Someone above me is going to make this decision. I'm going to have nothing to do with it.
But I think our guild could step in, right?
This is what I predict will happen. I think somebody way up the chain, like Inslee or somebody else, I think is going to make it mandatory. They're going to say, look, if you are law enforcement, you will take the vaccine, and if not, you won't be allowed to work. That's going to be your choice.
That's something a lawsuit to me.
And then a judge is going to step in and say, but that's what I predict is going to happen. I think somebody up the chain, a long ways up the chain, above our chief, I think he's exactly right. Somebody statewide is going to say, mandatory, if you're a first responder, you will get the vaccination, period. If you don't get the vaccination, that's your choice, but you can't continue to do your job. And I think at that point, a judge will probably step in and feel, wait a minute, we're going to look at this.
And on top of that, I don't think our department could survive.
I don't know, but I'm just telling you that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that.
I think someone is going to try, whether they're successful or not, someone is going to try and do the mandatory on police. And then probably a judge will step in and say, oh, wait, time out.
I won't get the vaccine. I will get fired before I get the vaccine.
My argument is this. I just got done with COVID 2 days ago, right? Off my quarantine I had it, I'm done with it. And the doctor told me, he said, you are immune for, they say, anywhere between 6 months to a year once you've had it. So once you've had it, you've come to the other side, your body's built up an immunity. That immunity is good anywhere from 6 months to a year. So at this point, that would be my argument, is that I am already immune from COVID for at least 6 months at this point. And that's backed up by science and doctors. So that would be my argument. Right. I would say no need for me to get it, right?
But I just don't trust the research on this. I mean,
I would be very, very...
There's no research on long-term effects of this.
I know this. I know they gave us some stuff during the war that was like, it was that you could take it or you don't have to, but you have to.
Right.
Hi there. And there was a terrible... I know that guys came back, and my buddies that got their wives pregnant within the first couple of years, almost every single one of them, their first child had autism. Almost every single one. Every single one. And I held off a long time having kids because of that. I had several buddies that came back and had kids within about a year of coming back, a year or two, and they all had autism, and I go, you know what, I am not messing with that. But we may not want to be
right through. They're not going to block. They're just trying to get their stuff unfolded. So yeah, you can put it through. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I've had bad experience with it. That stuff's scary.
Well, and like if the normal flu vaccine, they've been developing that for 70 years, and it's 40% successul.
Well, and my thing is this. You know, I had COVID, and it felt like a cold.
Yeah.
That was
I had it too.
It wasn't like, it was like, hey, yeah, I get it. I had COVID, and it felt like a cold for a couple days, and that was it.
With mine, I was I had a loss of energy for about 2 weeks.
I was tired.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't 100% by any means, you know. I knew, I could feel it. I was like, yeah, I got something. There's something going on. But, yeah, I would... It's tough because...
That's fine.
Yeah, there's okay.
Yep.
You're good, guys.
We're fine here?
Yep. That's fine.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We just want to make sure there's a path for people to go.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I don't like putting things into my body. You know, I'm very healthy. I'm very take care of myself. And so
It reminds me of that movie, I Am Legend.
putting things in my body, I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Well, and so just like what you were talking about, I have a buddy that came back. I think he got out like right before the towers fell, and at least one of his boys has some amount of autism, and he's still fighting that. And I I think that boy is 17 or 18, and I think his other one might have something from it too, and he's older.
I without a doubt believe that stuff they gave us, those guys that came back and had those early kids, that is, I believe it 100%. So that's why I'm always like, nervous about now, am I going to have any more kids? No, but still, who knows what other side effects you get.
That's right where I'm at. Is I'm
Yeah.
just got hitched,
If
trying to do the kid thing right now.
Kids in the next year or two, man, I mean, there's been no studies on that.
Right.
Right? What happens when you're, maybe it doesn't affect you, but what about your kids? Does it affect them?
Well, and I'm also afraid that they're going to make it mandatory for kids to go back to school.
I think they're going to do it for everything. I think they're going to say, look, if you want to fly on an airplane, I think it's coming. I mean, I don't know if you're going to have a choice.
The problem is it's giant government oversight.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say that the government should be able to mandate that. You know, that's
what they're going to do is they're going to put it on private business. They're going to say, we're not telling you have to get it. We're just telling you that if you want to fly on a plane, you have to have it. If you want to go to school, you have to have it. If you want to come into work, if you want to be a police officer,
if you go to public school,
you have to have it. That's what they're going to say. And they're going to say, if you don't want to, that's fine. We're not going to force you to get it. But you can't be a cop, and you can't go on airplanes, and you can't, you know what I'm saying?
Which is totally.
So, anyways, we'll see. I don't know. That's where I think it's going. We'll see.
Question is, who's got the stones and the pocketbook to do the lawsuit?
Well, the problem is you can't file a lawsuit until there's damage.
Yeah. Right. So
by the time you figure out, by the time you got the shot, you realize that
my kid's got 3 eyes,
or something,
and then prove it,
and then you got to prove it. That's like asbestos and all this other stuff. It's always.
But I don't think it even has to go that far. I think it has to go to a violation of civil rights, where they're telling me I have to put this thing in my body. You know.
Well, and that'll be the argument.
Well, and then the other part of it is that if to monitor it, they have to violate HIPAA laws.
Oh, that's already being done. I mean, I don't know about you.
Well, that got done as soon as they had us signing the friggin' temperature thing.
I had the whole time.
See, I didn't get tested. I wouldn't get tested.
I
got
tested, and from the day I got tested, I got phone calls daily about, this and that. Are you leaving your home? And have you done this? Have you done this? Are your kids quarantined? Or is this going on? I mean, it was like, I was like, wow.
That was quick.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, I'm on the radar.
Just buffering.
I guess that's what I heard, man. I didn't know that they were mandating it for healthcare workers.
Yeah,
That's effed up.
Yeah, well, they're gonna try to do it to us.
Yeah. That'll be funny.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is like,
You gonna fire us all?
yeah, how are you gonna replace 150 cops?
Yeah. It's not a. I'll go flip burgers, man, for $20 an hour.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't make that much more than that here, and it's a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, I'm rolling.
This is big. This is big. You got a lot of people here.
Heck yeah, it is. It's
Good. Good for you.
Heck yeah.
And the nicest people I've run into in a long time.
Heck yeah.
Try
to be.
Yep.
Tyranny spreads faster than the virus.
I saw your sign. I like it.
Somebody's got to try to hold that Constitution, right?
Yep, that's right.
Try to.
I swore to uphold it. Yep.
Well, they belong to you guys. They let you go your religious exemption or what?
You know,
Or give in and say, give me the shot.
they're still talking about what's going to happen, what they're going to do, and just like everywhere else, and there's a lot of controversy.
I watched the talk on the thing from West Coast from the representatives or whatever. They said they were going to let people get their religious exemptions. They want to say religious about it.
There's people talking about that. They're
Everybody's
talking
saying
about
that they're not
mandates.
letting it slide. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Let's see how it all
It'd be kind of
pans
weird
out.
all of a sudden, a bunch of abandoned posts and a bunch of failed economy or whatever you want to call it, system.
There's talk of that too.
Could be some crazy stuff coming, who knows. And the dang Taliban taking over there and they're flying them up here left and right. Like, who knows. Crazy day and age, huh?
Yes, it is. I wish I could discuss it more with you,
Heck yeah.
but unfortunately, you know how it is. Everybody's got to be darn careful, and when I'm wearing this uniform,
Heck yeah.
I know with part of that comes that I can't necessarily express my personal feelings.
Heck yeah.
So,
That's understandable.
yeah.
Yes, hopefully don't come into one of those crazy dark ages, right?
Yep.
Trying to force you to do tyranny, and people are trying to stand up against tyranny.
That's right. Can't forget history, right?
Heck no, we can't.
Goes quick. The slippery slope.
Heck yeah. Well, you have a good afternoon.
You too. Nice talking with you.
This thing's like, you know what's wild is like literally what we're going through right now will be like, kids will be studying this shit like in, 20, 30 years. Like kids will be like taking tests on this. He's like, just imagine they're gonna be, in class and taking a test and they're like, what was the vaccine that all the poor people took? Johnson & Johnson. That's and they're like, it's a two-part question. He's like, what's the vaccine all those the Spokane people took? Oh, they didn't?
You're about to see about 1,000 people walking this way, just so you all know. So.
Oh, is this the
For the run, right?
No, it's a protest for like the vaccine stuff going on. And all
That they
that
don't
stuff,
want to
so.
be vaccinated? Anti-vaccinated.
Yeah.
Against vaccine people?
Yeah, that's the message. Not against vaccinated people, but they don't want to be forced to get the vaccine, is what they're protesting. So.
Are you vaccinated?
That is a very personal question. And a HIPAA violation, ma'am. How dare you? Just kidding. I prefer not to answer, though. Thank you.